So my name is Amanda Swanson. I'm with the State of Alaska Division of Agriculture. I've been there for 8 years. I was previously working as the loan officer for the division, and now I'm a program coordinator, and my two main responsibilities are the Alaska Grown program and then the WUSADA program, which is the Western United States Agricultural Trade Association, and they plan like international trade activities. So just an update on our division offices. Our address in Palmer has changed because they did a bunch of construction on the roads last summer. So we're now at 1801 South Margaret Drive. And then there's still the North Region office and then the Plant Material Center. All of our offices are still technically open, but they are by appointment only to the public right now with the COVID. And as you can probably tell, many of us are working from home. And so you can still reach us by email. A lot of us are calling on our personal cells. So we're still trying to keep business as normal as possible right now. This is just a reminder. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Alaska Grown program already, and this is our price list. The division does have some Alaska Grown promotional items available for purchase, such as small and large Alaska Grown stickers that you can put on your items that you're selling. We have the Alaska Grown price cards and then the produce twist ties. So below on the bottom right are the links to where you can find the order forms. You can go into SurveyMonkey and order online. And then I'll call you and you can pay with credit card over the phone, and then I can mail you whatever you've purchased. And we are also looking at some additional products that we can offer to kind of have more choices and more variety. So one of the main things I wanted to give you an update on was the specialty crop block grant. For those of you who are not familiar with this grant, the purpose of it is to increase awareness and consumption of specialty crops through activities such as increasing efficiencies or marketing programs to encourage consumers to purchase specialty crops, crop trials, pest management, and things like that. The definition of a specialty crop are crops that are broadly defined as most fruits, vegetables, and that includes flowers, honey, and medicinal herbs. Not eligible are livestock, meat and dairy, corn, sorghum, soybean, and other government subsidized crops. If you want a complete list of products that are considered specialty crop, you can go to the USDA Specialty Crop Block Grant homepage, and that I have the link here on the bottom. For the grant, the funds are administered by the State Departments of Ag and managed by USDA AMS. And they're available every year to each state, with the RFP usually becoming available at the beginning of the year. And the amounts that were awarded every year do change. I think we're around 250,000 for 2020, or 270, somewhere around there. Alaska has made grants to soil and water conservation districts, universities, nonprofits, co-ops, and farms. And many industries have been positively affected by these funds. So we encourage those who have new and innovative ideas to go ahead and apply if you haven't gotten a specialty crop block grant before. So the main update on this is no funding is in jeopardy with the COVID-19 situation, and the division is working with USDA to update projects impacted by COVID. So we're trying to carry on as normal as possible with that to ensure current projects are given adequate time to complete their obligations, and update timelines in response to effects that the COVID-19 may have had on their projects. So we're currently going through the selection process this year of which projects to fund. And the main contact for this grant program is Lissa, and I've got her email address there on the bottom. she's also working from home right now, so probably the best way to reach her right now is email, and then she'll get right back to you. So something that is new and we're really excited about at the division is the food security mini grant. This was done by the legislator for Alaska, Hawaii, and U.S. territories to increase food security. And the grant funds for that will be become available later this year. 5,000 will be available for individuals and 10,000 will be available for organizations. Organizations must be like nonprofits, universities, tribal governments, or organizations and schools. Projects must be related to food production, preservation, or herd management. And if you want specifics, you can find the whole bill at under the Farm Bill section 4206. So items that are going to be considered eligible for funding include like fencing. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, I just had to mute somebody. You guys, everybody make sure you unmute. You're doing great, Amanda. Just making sure it's muted.
And let me know if I'm going too fast. I know I'm kind of a quick talker. But items eligible for funding include fencing, gardening tools, training, education, shipping costs, starting or expanding an operation, season expansion activities, slaughter facility equipment, processing equipment, things like that. So if you're wanting to get some chickens and put in like a chicken coop and a fenced off area for them, or if you're wanting to put in a garden and want to buy like soil, fertilizer, seed, things like that, you can use this grant for it. And since they made it available to individuals, that means pretty much anybody is gonna be able to qualify. And so if there's any of those projects that you've been waiting to do, this might be a really good opportunity later this year. It will be a very competitive grant. We're expecting many people to apply for this grant. And priority will be given to the more food insecure locations here in Alaska. So we're still kind of working on developing the criteria for this, and also working with Hawaii on building the criteria for this food security mini grant. I'm sure most of you have heard a lot about the State of Alaska Industrial Hemp Pilot Program. That is going to be effective tomorrow. And so once registered, Alaskans will have the ability to legally produce, process, and or market products made with ingredients derived from sanctioned hemp program. And this does include the CBD oil. So you will want to go register online. I have the link there at the bottom of the page. And once you've completed the registration, you can email that to industrialhemp@alaska.gov, or you can call the phone number there on the bottom. Our director and Rob Carter at the Plant Materials Center did a Facebook live event last week that had information on how to get registered and an overview of the hemp program. You can see on the top left there, that's the little logo that the division has made for the Alaska Industrial Program. And so I know a lot of people are really interested in this. We're also expecting a lot of people to register for growing hemp. And this isn't the whole division staff. This is just marketing and inspection, but probably who you'll have most contact with. Curtis Knight is in the Fairbanks office. And as many of you have probably heard, Johanna Heron accepted a job with USADA, so she's no longer with the division. So Curtis has taken over the task grant. He's kind of overseeing that. And then Lissa and I are working on like kind of the financial side of that. And then Devin, she's working remotely in California, but she's working on the task grant. And then we have Janelle also. And then we have Kate at the office. She's our WSADA intern. And Mia and Chris are in inspection. And then we have a new publication specialist with us, John Whipple. And so he's going to be going online. I know we've had some issues with our Alaska Grown app. for some reason on iPhones or Apple, you cannot view the app. So he's going to be working on that, trying to troubleshoot that, updating the listserv with everyone's contact information. And we're going to be working on getting some ads going this summer. And we did have a hiring freeze for the state and travel restrictions. So that kind of slowed hiring people for the hemp program, but that is considered an essential program. So we should be hiring a few more employees for the hemp program. And that's all that I had for you. Is there any questions?
Thanks, Amanda. This is Liz here. We did have a few questions. Oh, and so it can be really strange to present on Zoom and to watch on Zoom and not hear an applause like we normally do in person. So to show our appreciation, we're encouraging folks to do the sign of applause so you get some feedback here. We are so appreciative of everyone being flexible and doing Zoom. We are up against our time, but I do want to make sure we allow for some of these really great questions. Amanda, we had a question from Jody asking for maybe a little more detail on the timeline of some of these grants.
The timeline for well, we're still kind of, we don't have an exact timeline, I don't think, just because with everything with the COVID, that's kind of slowed things down for us, and it's been a little bit hectic. I think that Lisa was planning on getting the responses.
I had it.
The specialty crop block grant out soon. For the selection, I think that actually already went out.
Wait.
And for the second round with like the more detailed applications for that. And then as far as the mini grants, we're expecting that maybe this fall, I would say August or September, start watching out for that. And I know Lisa has a long list of people who are interested in that grant. And so I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of like announcements when we have a better idea of when that's going to be becoming available. So, and then me and Lisa will be the contacts on that. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me and I can get right back to you.
Great. I'll ask one more. And then if we don't get to your questions as we're trying to stay on schedule, remember that on chat, if our speakers are able to respond to questions that we didn't answer via audio, you do have the option to reply to everyone, or you can click your little down arrow there and select to have a private chat session that no one else will see between you and that individual. So the last question I'll pose right now is, where did it go? I'm scrolling up. It was a question pertaining to the dollar amount that we'll be awarding. You may have said that already, Amanda. Did you mention that?
For the mini grants?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be $5,000 to individuals and $10,000 to corporations or businesses.
Okay.
And that's per individual. So I'm not sure how many awards we'll be able to hand out. And I think they're also going to be allowed to be stackable. So if you have like kind of a bigger project and are needing a little more, you could have maybe a couple individuals apply for the grant. But again, it is going to be competitive. We're expecting a very large number of applicants for it. So you'll want to make sure you write a good grant proposal for your project.
And Amanda, a quick extension on that question. So this will be available for next growing season.
Right. Yeah. The funds will be coming out this fall.
Okay.
So it'll be for 2021 growing season. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You guys feel